Hey guys, my name is Splattercat and welcome to the next episode here back at the moon of our Warlock, Master of the Arcane Let's Play. So where we had left off, we were dealing with running our opponent out of his own land. So we were doing quite well at rooting him out. He had a massive scale route that is now just going back into his own territory. He's had a little bit of hit and run action. He's been playing kind of strangely actually. He's been a tad suicidal actually. He's been hitting his own troops with spells. He's clearly losing his mind. He's entering that late kind of stage in your overall totalitarian regime where everything just sort of falls apart and then you end up just weeping on the floor of a bunker somewhere. So anyways, before we go too much further, let's take a look at our notifications on the right here. It looks like we got a building that's ready to go. So it's right here in Karoth. And so Karoth, I don't really know what I want to do with Karoth, to be honest. Karoth is a tough cookie. So we have a bat fort over here. We can produce some green bats. I don't really know if I wanted to start pumping those out just yet. We have a pretty good surplus of just about everything at the moment. Our resources are going pretty quickly. Our research is moving along. However, I feel like, let's see here. That's a tough call. That's a tough call. We already have a graveyard. We already have... Well, we don't have a graveyard anywhere. Yeah, we have a graveyard in a different spot. So I suppose putting a graveyard in here isn't going to kill us. So that'll allow us to build even more skeletons in the future. And so we will now take a look. And it looks like our bat fort can fire on somebody. Who can my bat fort fire upon? Let's see here. Oh, you can fire upon him. Probably not going to do much, but it's a little more than nothing. So that's fine. Better than nothing. We'll take it. And we will consider our foes arrowed. And then this group of warriors right here will finish them off. Maybe get a level? No, pretty close, but not quite. Just a little sliver left. We also needed these hunters to... Let's soften them up first. Let's soften them up with the arrows from there. Okay. And then I don't really know if the archer... Yeah, the archers aren't going to kill them off unless they crit, but it'll still deplete their combat effectiveness. So in fact, we actually did less damage than expected. It predicted a 7 and we got a 6. So that's a little weak, but whatever. We've got another chance to fire right here, and I would say to that, at what? What do you want me to shoot at here? Oh, there's settlers right there. I couldn't see them. Okay, so I guess we'll open fire on the settlers, or whatever that is, skeleton settlers. Alright, so we'll move you there, and then let's go ahead, yeah, let's kill off the settlers. We're going to sack and destroy their peasants. Send their peasants running and screaming for mercy, but they're already dead. Like, what really do I have to threaten them with? We have a final location that's ready to fire on our enemies, and it's going to fire from right there from Thalos. Unfortunately, Thalos is looking a tad overrun. However, we were bringing archers down here. I strongly remember wanting to bring some rangers down here to Thalos. So let's take them to there. Okay, good. And then they should be able to one-shot them. I don't see any reason. Yeah. That's good, and that'll give them an opportunity to level up a little bit. We also had some more production going on over here, but it looks like we've got one more turn until they show up. And so I'm going to consider, let's see, the depletion of our stats right there. Yeah, we're not going to lose too much gold, but I would like to let it tick up a little higher before I start spending it too promiscuously, before I get too wild and crazy with my money, making it rain up at the club, up at the fantasy club. Let's see here, we got some level ups. So this group right here is ready to go. We're going to give them Furious Charge. And actually leveling up these skeletons is not so bad of an idea. I like that, so hopefully we'll get them rounded out. We've also got this group of veterans here who's been sitting around the capital getting fat and lazy, drinking lots of ale, which is what I'd be doing if I was on guard duty. I'd be drinking like crazy. Now we do have a number of units that need to continue resting, so that's you. And actually, let's just pan through to make sure we get everything. This unit can press north because I'm not really sure when I want to take a stab at invading his final territories. I know for a fact that I really do want to finish him off pretty shortly. I just don't know when and where I want to do it. Our hero is ready to roll as well, so yeah, once again, we have a pretty stellar offensive that's ready to roll against him. Are we finished? I know for a fact. I thought I had someone building a airship factory because the little Final Fantasy fan inside of me, the deep down Final Fantasy fan, was just squealing with glee, just abject glee, that I could get an airship. Unfortunately, I'm not seeing what town that was in. I'll probably notice it later. I'm not going to worry about it too heavily right now. And they've got another perk. Yeah, let's give them Masterwork Armor. Since they're a more expensive unit, I want to make sure that they're very well upgraded. Over here, it looks like he's building yet another magic tower, so he just won't let it rest. He just doesn't know when to quit. That's fine. My skeletons need more XP. We need to farm up some more goodies, so it'll work out in our favor. I'm a little worried that Nicholas Frost is going to betray me. I'm a tad worried about that prospect. It would definitely put us in a nasty situation where we're at war with everyone all around us. It could put a swift end to our game, hopefully. Taking a look at our diplomatic relations, we're pretty warm with him, but he is also envious of us, which is a little disappointing. We ourselves are doing okay in the overall. I don't know why Rjakh is so good with Lenord. I don't know. Lenord. Anyways, let's pan through some of these units and make sure that we're getting things done that need to get done. I think we'll be alright over on this edge of the kingdom if I just leave them on sentry. I almost said sentry mode. What the hell is a sentry? It's like a pantry with an S at the front. Now, we do have our dwarves here, which are going to be vital for our next invasion, so we're going to get them kind of squared away, rested, get them sleeping heavily, get them nice and alcoholized. Do you know, intoxicated? I was thinking about the word intoxicated the other day, and intoxicated literally means you are poisoned. And I had never thought about it like that. The word intoxicated, when you're intoxicated, when you're drunk, it means you're poisoned, quite literally. And one of those linguistic things I had never thought about in the past. Let's pan through the rest of these guys right here. And let's see, I think they had health missing? Yeah, so let's get them healed up. Since they are our bastion against the floating hordes over here, the snake-like hordes. And then, now that all of that appears to... Ooh, we have skeletal archers, too. I like this. Yes, I like this very much. Let's bring them down. And I know I'm going after... Ooh, I don't know if I want to go after Dead Spell or Crypt Hall. Probably Dead Spell next. Dead Spell next is Dead Spell next, as if it was part of the name. Dead Spell is probably a pretty good location to set my sights on for now. So let's just kind of move everything over this way, and let's end our turn and see how things turn out. And it's telling me, yeah, it's fine, I know. Sometimes it blocks you from rolling over into the next turn. It's a little bit frustrating. And he's dropping spells on me once again. The bats are retreating over to there. Taking a little bit of bombardment here at Mount Worthless. Sweden is getting blasted once again. Sweden is just having a rough time right now. It is not a good day to be a Swede. The Swedes are holding it down though in the north. They're doing their duty to the kingdom of Splattercat, which is good. I need noble people. I need people that aren't going to back down from a fight. So the Swedes are doing pretty well. Ah, I can return fire. That's what you get, you jerk. But they're immune. I'm using death magic. I forgot that this was a death magic tower. That's actually not going to be that useful to me. So let's see here. What can I invade with? I kind of want to sweep this way, but I don't know what he has over this way. Does he have more cities? Yeah, I could end up kind of sandwiched, unfortunately. And so because we have so much mana, well, I think I'm going to go in and just kind of mess with him. I think I just need to put damage on him altogether, just kind of cause trouble. Just sow mayhem and discord, and I think that's the best way we're going to turn this out, because that's what he's doing to me, basically. He's just dropping spells on me every turn, making himself a nuisance, in a nutshell. Now, we do need a more substantial invasion force. We need a expeditionary force that can actually cause some reasonable damage if we get them within city limits. And so, our wolves are hit once again. I know for a fact he's afraid of the wolves, because he always seems to hit them with a spell whenever they get near. So I know that he is very, very nervous about my wolves. I am going to start drawing these guys back to the east for a final push, I think, because I've got everybody retreated, eated, and feeded, or rested. You know, that's the easier way to say it. That's the less syllabic and less kind of rhymey way to put it. I love limericks, by the way. If you guys know any good limericks, you should definitely post them, because limericks are hilarious, especially the incredibly filthy ones. But in the interest of your YouTube account, I don't know who's going to report it or not, just be careful. But we've got some construction this turn, going up the right-hand bar. Whenever I tend to get ahead of myself, I always try and take a look at this right-hand bar and figure out what I should be doing. And so we got construction going here. This was our craftsman city. This was the city that was supposed to be producing us some cash, some Skrilla. So let's put in another building. Hopefully sooner or later. I actually think we already have the... Oh, we don't. Well, sooner or later, they should allow us to drop a tax office here, which will allow us to just quadruple the amount, or, well, increase by 50%. Not necessarily quadruple, but increase substantially. Now, at this location, we had this excavation that I had been putting off. However, I'm a wee bit tempted to do other things still. I kind of want to put in a mechanics guild so that I can start getting some siege weaponry going. Now, I haven't messed around with siege weaponry too much in the past, so yeah, that's what I think I'll do. We'll put in that. It should offset the cost by that craftsman's district we're building up in the north. These bats are going to go bye-bye right now. Oh, I know what I should have... What was that? Is my city now shooting just like AoE fireballs? That's wild. Anyways, we got a new crop of rangers here. We're going to send them out that way. This group of rangers down here is going to continue fighting away with all of these serpents. I'm going to have these guys sally out and attack these archers and do a little bit of damage to them. I'm willing to bet we've probably got another graveyard off in this direction. I have had a load of problems in this game. Usually I don't have as many issues with neutral forces just kind of messing with me, but for whatever reason, the neutral forces do not like me in this gameplay, so they are actually being quite contentious. They are being quite irritating as a fourth faction. We've got another building that's ready to go over here, and I think what I'm going to do is just put in a mana trap, to be honest. A mana trap seems like it's what's going to serve me best at the moment, because the only stat that we're not generating very well is mana. So maybe I'll turn this into a mana city, put in a few more magic towers. Unfortunately, they're all going to be shooting death magic, so there's really not a whole lot I can do there. But we'll make do. We'll make do with what we have. We have a peace offer from Rjakh. He's offering to give us Moonwalk so we can get our hee-hee on and give our guys walking backwards powers, I guess. But I don't really know if I want to make peace. Making peace, I wish you could renegotiate, because I really would extort him. If I had the opportunity, if this was Civ 4, I would just extort him like crazy for peace. Unfortunately, part of me, no, we're not gonna take the peace. Whatever. He can keep his peace and shove it. We're going to fire on his tower right here, which I'm willing to bet it's probably not going to do much to it, but that's fine. At least it's something. I'm going to take the veterans out and use them as a siege force, I think. Move them in there. Now, we are extremely susceptible right now because we're so stacked up to getting blasted with a spell, and I wouldn't be surprised if he dropped one right here. Just a really substantial AoE, either right here or right here in the next turn or so. Unfortunately, there's not going to be a whole lot we can do about that. I've buffed up their resistances as much as possible. We've got a level up here. I'm going to use that. He's level 3. Let's give the elemental resistance, because we are going up against a guy who loves to drop magic spells on us, and so I think that's going to be the most pertinent upgrade. Let's take a look at who else doesn't have orders. We have some wolves right here. We'll use them as scouts for the moment, kind of run them over through those marshes and see what's going on in this neutral territory. We'll also continue panning through. I would like to, I mean, part of me is tempted to do a crazy unilateral assault, but unfortunately, it's one of those things where I don't want to reroute all these guys all the way back around to the southeast. It may not work out in my favor. I was hoping, you can see that right here, there's a little block of warriors. I was hoping that Nicholas Frost was going to come in here. You guys know my long-term goal is to wipe out the undead guys and then make peace with Nicholas Frost for a diplomatic victory. That's really my long-term. If I had to put it on a piece of paper right now, the victory that I was looking towards, that would be it. Unfortunately, Nicholas Frost seems pretty much content with letting me do all the work, so alas, we may actually end up just kind of clearing him out ourselves. I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to shoot for Dread Spell and then cut west to whatever this is, although I could go west and sweep. I don't know if I want to come this way and sweep. And actually, to avoid fighting from two directions, I may do that. So we may come out this way. Let's take my Ugar, and we'll move him over to here. Take a look. Yeah, this city is much more susceptible to invasion anyways, so we'll come over here. We'll get our kicks with this guy. We'll get our we'll get our pants off over here in Shadow Mill and see if we can get that resolved. Who else? Okay, so you guys can, well, don't take a rest. I'm just going to have you guys keep sieging this, just farming XP for yourself. Just shamelessly farming XP. I'm going to have them come right here and keep fighting there. And if I put them right there, they can actually take shots at that too. So we can actually just sit here and farm out XP MMORPG style.
Yes, my lord.
These gents are going to go on sentry duty. And then these gents right here are additionally going to go on sentry duty. And it looks like somebody's captured something. King Lich has captured Snowcastle. Oh, so he's probably fighting. Okay, Nicholas Frost is dealing with King Lich then. And it looks like King Lich is actually winning, which means we have even more. Yeah, I saw something coming. God. You've got to be kidding me. The sheer bombardery. Like, are you kidding? Like, where's he getting all this mana from? I'm a little tempted to say that the game's pulling a Civ 5 right now and just cheating and generating resources for itself, because I just don't see a way in which, without cheating, he would be able to drop so many AoEs on me turn after turn after turn. I mean, I could be completely an abs. Oh no. What is this? Rogues, bandits, and scum. Okay. Well, we do have people still left within our borders.
You have successfully researched
I'm
a new
gonna come
spell,
up
my
here and we're
lord.
gonna just try and make trouble. Oh yeah, 51 damage in Shadow Mill. That's what I like to see. 20 more right there. Let's bring up the siege troops. I'm actually gonna approach from the left, I think, just to avoid this tower just taking shots at me all day and all night. These bats are gonna get themselves into a wee bit of trouble, and there they go. Down they go anyways. My dwarves are taking a little bit of damage. Ooh, I shouldn't have done that. I should have sent them out to go siege. Unfortunately, I wasn't thinking intelligently. We'll go that way. We'll take this grouping of units and go this way as well. Let's take the wolves and see how far out to the west we can get them. Looks like we've got an ogre here. Hopefully he doesn't get sidetracked by us. I hope he stays over there along with those old wolves. Let's take a look through our homelands. Ooh, we got gems now. Okay. Well, I can't reach those. I think I already tried to make a city right there. I'll give it another go, though. I'll try and make another group of settlers at some point. There we go. We'll make some settlers from right there. And once they're done, we'll see if they can settle this spot right here, just so we can get at those gems and also get at those pumpkins. That'd be kind of nice. Now, what can he shoot at? Ah, rogues. And that's exactly what I wanted to do. I wanted to pan through all this territory right here and make absolutely sure that we were able to get the things done that we wanted to get done. And so I'm going to have them move to there. I'm going to have these warriors wipe out that location and capture it. Now, there is a plus side to this. This isn't all gloom and doom and sadness. The fact that this invasion happened is going to give us an opportunity to generate some currency. So if we can actually invade all these locations, and God, I was hoping that would take them out. Unfortunately, our city's undefended now. That's not going to really help us out too much in the long term. But, you know, we'll be okay. We'll be okay. It'll be fine. Now, it's saying we could take a shot from here, which makes me believe... What are we taking a shot at from right here? Let's see. And that's actually pretty impressive range that that tower's got. And I'm a little amazed that didn't one-shot everything, but that's fine. Are they all dead now? Okay, good. So now that they're all dead, now that my majory has handled all of my foes, let's go through our sidebar right here. Let's take a sidebar, quite literally, and figure out what we need to get done before this episode ends. We're about halfway through right now, which is cool. That's pretty cool. So we'll let those guys rest. We'll draw these gents. Yeah, let's just keep driving them back. Hopefully they'll run into that bear den or something back here. It'll get them nice and in trouble. Now, is there anything else within my territory that needs to be handled? We have that rogues guild, but I don't have any units nearby to handle it. And speaking of which, I need to get some more units going. So let's get a group of veterans going. So 2 veterans, and how much are some archers going to cost me? Archers are going to cost me a little bit. So let's just leave it with the veterans for now. The 2 groups of veterans is going to give me a pretty substantial military force anyways. We've completed a spell of True Sight, which we're just going to keep in our back pocket for the future. I don't see it being useful right now, but it may be later. Elemental Regeneration. I don't really know if I want that just yet. Wind Walking. I don't really know if I want any of these just yet, to be honest. None of these seem incredibly useful to me. I guess I'll take... Let's just take Wind Walking, I suppose. I'm just kind of picking something at random there because nothing's truly jumping out at me as just this amazing thing that I want. We have Nevril Smelters right here, which I actually don't really know what Nevril's going to do for me. It looks like it just gives me another armor buff. Another armor buff that I probably can't afford, but why not get it going if we have the opportunity? So we'll throw that right there. So we've now got Nevril armor, which I'm assuming is something like Mithril. They've got kind of the same tone to them. We'll also see if we can finish off as many of these ladies as possible over here, as aggressively as possible. We're going to be very forward with these ladies and say, look, you can't really be in my territory. I can't have you sneaking up behind me like that. It's a little terrifying. And we have a flying galleass now, which may be the coolest thing I've ever heard of in my life. Unfortunately, we don't have the mana to build ourselves one. So, once again, I think our plan right now is to even out our mana. I had hoped that capturing a few undead cities would put us in a better state of affairs with mana, but unfortunately it has not. We're still pretty much barking up that tree. We're still tangled up in the dog leash, I suppose, of mana generation. So let's take these gents right here, and they're going to have to sally out, and that'll get rid of that location. Good, good, good. We'll take these guys, and we'll have them head over... No, 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 no. Can I cancel that? Ah, damn. It's okay. They still have... Well, they'll get it next turn. It'll be all right. We've got to level up here with these guys, so we're going to give them plus to damage, the first buff that I've always been taking this game, because I'm trying to get out of my turtle shell here. And, oh, there it is. The flying galleys is ready to go. Construction's complete. And let's pan through and make sure we haven't forgotten anybody. Ah, yes. My gentlemen, my undead, my bony friends in the north. They are still trying to get rid of this tower in a vicious sense. And they're just getting that XP. I really like the fact that I'm actually getting freebie level ups up here. So he's got a level. We're going to give him the elemental. Well, is he already immune? Let's go to our right-click menu, the most important of menus, as I always tell you guys. And it looks like they're already immune to death magic. However, elemental is a pretty substantial problem. So I guess we'll just go with the endurance buff. It'll be okay. And who else leveled up? Somebody else here leveled up. I'll click the little icon. I will be efficient for once in my life. And Furious Charge, we'll take that.
Attention.
They need to continue resting before they sweep back in. And other than that, I think we're ready to go. So let's hit enter. And that's actually going to act as a distraction, I think, for a little bit. So he may actually get stuck trying to deal with these contentious forces within his own, or these aggressive forces, these rebellious forces within his own territory. He's going to have to fight with another faction, which is always good. Anytime your opponent is forced to split up his attention when you're trying to do an invasion, that's just amazing for your own productivity. It's going to allow us to do much, much better. And that's what I was worried about right there. So we are going to have to deal with this ogre, unfortunately. He's decided to take a liking to us, or an anti-liking. A dislike, I suppose, would be the more efficient way of stating that. Oh, and the wolves decided to come in, or the hyenas. I hate hyenas, by the way. I don't know if you guys knew that, but if there was an animal that I loathe, I just don't even like looking at them. It's hyenas. It's not the hyena's fault. Actually, it might be the hyena's fault. I don't know. Hyenas just strike me as... It's not even Lion King's fault. Like, I disliked hyenas my entire life. I don't know why. They're just ugly little critters. And I guess I shouldn't judge them on their aesthetic appeal, but I can't help it. There's Minotaur caves right there. We're going to have to make a retreat, unfortunately. We're going to move forward with these guys,
Yes, my lord.
and someone has requested our aid. So let's take a look at this quest. The Sisters of Crypta want us... Oh, never mind. Agrello wants us to kill the Sisters of Crypta, and that's actually going to be a problem for us that they're so close to our borders. That kind of sucks. All right.
Rangers!
So we'll move them to there. That's going to use up all their movement. Let's throw these skeletons at them and maybe just give them a freebie whack there. And yeah, we're going to lose units on this one. I can tell already. Let's take a look at their stats. She's immune to death magic. Missile, she's not so good against. Missile, she's got problems with. But unfortunately, we have no missile troops within range. What's her melee resistance? She has no melee resistance. So, oh, she can summon skeletons. So she could actually be a self-propagating issue. She could be a self-propagating problem. She could be just that recurring issue that we end up dealing with for the rest of the game if we don't... Well, not the rest of the game. I mean, I don't know how many skeletons she can summon. And why is our mana still going down? Yikes. I'm semi-tempted to dismiss this group right here, but they're level 4. That's my only... I kind of want to dismiss them so that I can get bears, but unfortunately, they're a little too useful to me right now. I'm going to continue the siege over here as best as possible without actually having to address the ogre. What's his stats looking like? He's immune to elemental magic. He's not so immune to death magic. So let's take... Do I have a greater Shadow Bolt? I suppose. Do I have that? It doesn't look like I have that, unfortunately. We have a lesser Shadow Bolt, and that's not really going to get it done. I believe what I would like to do... And I'm having to make kind of split decisions here. Cold Shore is taking swipes at me, which I very much dislike. I'm not a fan of the fact that the neutrals very much seem to be focusing mostly on me. It's just like, why me? Why are you picking on me for? Leave me alone. I guess I'll go to the pig farm right here, and we'll start bombarding Cold Shore just to get it out of the way. I mean, since we have the units, why not? Other things that we can kind of rally to this cause, I'm not seeing. So we've got those settlers ready to go over there almost. Right here we've got these soldiers. That tower is finally done, which is very, very disappointing. Oh, never mind. No, it's not. We're not getting a preview. I'm actually going to pull back and allow the ogre to come to me. If I go right here, I won't be able to station anybody on top of that tower, which is going to lead me to a problem. So let's pan through everything and complete this episode. And these guys can come around this way. We're just going to surround and consume these ladies the best we can. We're going to be completely cannibalistic right now and see if we can get rid of them. Bring them back to their home. Get a little bit more XP for these rangers. I mean, it's not much. Killing serpents is probably not, yeah, it's not going to bestow the hugest benefit you could ever think of, or the largest benefit, but, and I shouldn't have arrested them. I should have brought them down to the serpent's nest. Unfortunately, I didn't think about it. Let's destroy that tower. Oh, and we're out of movement points. Okay. And so we'll set our sights on that one as well. Kind of march people into position. Just continue moving along, getting rid of all these towers along the border. He's being pretty aggressive with building those towers, and I just don't want them there. I don't like, I won't be spoken to in that tone of voice. Don't aim your towers at me and expect me not to invade. It's neighborly courtesy. It's neighborly courtesy. Don't aim your gun out your window at me. Don't shout threatening anti-Semitic things at me. And we'll probably be okay. I probably won't storm across your borders and, you know, beat your face in. But unfortunately, these towers are being very threatening towards me, and I don't like that much at all. Now, we do have the question of a target, and I think I'm going to shoot a fireball at that ogre, just something, and it critted, which is good. And this is a great spot to break off this episode. I look at my timer, it looks like we're out of time. So my name is Splattercat. Thank you for joining me in the next episode of our play of Warlock Master of the Arcane. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you enjoyed it enough to visit me next time when I put out an episode, and I look forward to seeing you there. So with that all out of the way, take care, everybody.